In a world that pulses with relentless noise, both literal and metaphorical, it's easy to forget the quiet spaces where our priorities are truly formed. The constant barrage of notifications, the endless scroll of social media, the background hum of television and traffic, these can fill our days from morning's first light until the final moments before sleep. But what happens to us when our lives are packed so tightly with noise that there's no room left for silence, for reflection, or for meaning? There once was a man named Daniel who, like so many of us, prided himself on being busy. He was always on, the first to answer emails, the last to leave the office, the one who knew about every trend before it peaked. His calendar was a patchwork of meetings, calls, and obligations. Even his leisure time was carefully curated, filled with podcasts, playlists, and the latest must-see shows. Daniel believed that staying busy, staying connected, was the path to success and fulfillment. But gradually Daniel began to notice something unsettling. Despite all the activity, all the noise, he felt strangely empty. Conversations with friends became shallow. His creativity waned, and even his accomplishments felt hollow. At night, he found it hard to sleep, as his mind raced with unfinished thoughts and unchecked tasks. He was surrounded by stimulus, yet starving for something deeper. One weekend, feeling burnt out, Daniel decided to visit his childhood home in the countryside, a place he hadn't seen in years. The old house stood at the edge of a quiet forest, far from the ceaseless hum of the city. At first, the silence felt oppressive, almost eerie. Without the constant pings of his phone, he felt exposed and restless. But slowly, as the hours passed, he began to notice things he had forgotten. The sound of wind rustling through the trees, the distant call of a bird, the gentle rhythm of his own breathing. Daniel spent his days walking through the woods, letting his thoughts drift without purpose. He rediscovered the joy of being present, of listening deeply to the world and to himself. With each quiet moment, he felt a weight lift from his shoulders. He realized that in the absence of noise, there was space for clarity. For the first time in years, he remembered what truly mattered to him: the laughter of his friends, the warmth of family, the satisfaction of meaningful work, and the beauty of simply being alive. Returning to the city, Daniel made a choice. He began to carve out moments of silence in his daily life. Morning walks without headphones, evenings without screens, conversations without distractions. He learned to say no to things that cluttered his mind, and yes to things that nourished his soul. His relationships deepened, his creativity returned, and he found a sense of peace that had eluded him for so long. Daniel's story is a reminder that our lives are shaped by what we allow in and by what we choose to leave out. Filling every moment with noise may keep us distracted, but it also keeps us from hearing the quiet truths that guide our priorities. When we embrace silence, we make room for reflection, for growth, and for connection. So consider this: what noise fills your life? What might you discover if you made space for silence? Your true priorities, the things that give life meaning, are often waiting in the quiet, just beneath the surface. All you have to do is listen.